Alright, to start off, I would like to cite for the Gears of War videos GamingBolt and MxHelios on YouTube. And for Division, ZiggyD Gaming and DocRodneyMcKay. Like most third-person shooters, Gears has a unique use of cover which provides safety from taking enemy fire. Although players have found unique and different ways to utilize this system within the game's mechanics than the typical ways the developers formatted. The biggest difference is the player's use of what is called the wall bounce, when a player bounces off two walls or forms of cover to avoid damage. This is kind of a common and useful technique, but it's mainly used in multiplayer. It is not used in the actual campaign gameplay itself. This is a player-based mechanic. Division, however, stays in their base format with Ubisoft's command to cover system. It is also unique as the HUD shows you where you can go next after getting into cover. This allows the player to visibly see possible situations and plan ahead. Gears' form of cover that has been changed due to the player base allows the player to decide and react, but forces the player to pay close attention to what's going on around them in that moment of time. Division's form of cover, however, lets the player plan ahead to have an advantage on the enemies in a safe way of play. The key difference is a player knows where enemies are once they're spotted, and the HUD tells them the route they can follow to form a plan. Gears, however, tells the player what they can do, but due to the heavy multiplayer, gives freedom of unexpected results. The circumstances that forces the player to react rather than plan ahead after playing both of these games, I have noticed each have some similarities but huge differences when it comes to the use of cover and how the player manages to work around the base mechanic. Division also gives the ability to plant mobile cover. This allows the player to continue planning ahead and make options on how to move around the cover they are given. Each game is unique in its own form, but they have multiple different uses on how they make use of their cover. There are two main forms of cover, high cover and low cover. Low cover is generally waist high and forces the player in a crouching position. High cover refers to solid walls or columns, in which case the player is limited to leaning around the side of the structure. Whereas in Division, multiple forms of cover are used in the same format, except shown differently. Division's form of cover is based on pillars and outside objects, such as stairs, as you can see here, traffic cones, trucks, cars, more urban technique-based cover. The biggest differences with the two is Division's uses more urban-based forms of cover that allows a player to make options in that type of scenario, whereas Gears' form of cover is structural based. It uses the same type of technique, but it's also semi-different in the sense that it's more city-based.